Namaskar and welcome to Sansad Television. I'm Rajiv Kumar Singh. Ever since they have been adopted by the United Nations in 2015, the world has been talking about Sustainable Development Goals. It is a set of unanimously accepted targets for the world to reach by 2030. A complete session is devoted to SDGs at the P20 summit taking place in Delhi, signifying its importance. We at Sansad TV are running a series on P20 summit titled Sansadiya Sammelan or the World Parliamentary Pulse. And in today's program, we are focusing on Sustainable Development Goals. Development which meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. This is the most acceptable definition of sustainable development. The Sustainable Development Goals are a set of 17 global goals established by the United Nations in 2015 as part of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. These goals provide a comprehensive framework for addressing social, economic and environmental challenges to achieve a sustainable future for all.
इस समय जो सबसे ज्यादा जोर है वो है जो हमारे SDG जो सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स हैं जो कि एजेंडा 2030 कहलाता है। तो उसमें जो 17 गोल्स दिए गए हैं वो 17 गोल्स के चारों ओर ये रिवॉल्व करता है इसका एजेंडा। इसके अलावा भी जो कंट्री स्पेसिफिक यदि कोई चाहते हैं कि इसमें एजेंडा में शामिल करें तो एक थीम होती है P20 की, और उस P20 की थीम पर सभी जो पार्लियामेंट स्पीकर्स होते हैं वो उसमें अपने डेलिब्रेशंस देते हैं। उसके अलावा जो SDG का एजेंडा है उसका भी एक तरह से रिव्यू होता है।
Before we delve deeper, let us first look at the 17 Sustainable Development Goals which were set in 2015. The first goal is No Poverty, which envisages end of poverty in all its forms everywhere. The second goal is Zero Hunger, to end hunger, achieve food security, improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. The third goal, Good Health and Well-being, is to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. The fourth goal is Quality Education, to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. The fifth goal is Gender Equality, which aims to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. The sixth goal is Clean Water and Sanitation, to ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. The seventh goal is Affordable and Clean Energy, to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable and modern energy for all. The eighth goal is Decent Work and Economic Growth, to promote sustained, inclusive and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment and decent work for all. Number 9 in the list of Sustainable Development Goals is Industry, Innovation and Infrastructure, to build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization and foster innovation. Number 10 is Reduce Inequalities, aiming reduction in inequality within and among countries. Goal number 11 is Sustainable Cities and Communities, to make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient and sustainable. Goal number 12 is Responsible Consumption and Production, to ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. Number 13 is Climate Action, to take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. Goal number 14 is Life Below Water, to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas and marine resources for sustainable development. Goal number 15 is Life and Land, to protect, restore and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainably manage forests, combat desertification, and halt and reverse land degradation and halt biodiversity loss. Goal number 16 is peace, justice, and strong institutions to promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. Last but not the least is goal number 17, which envisages partnerships for the goals to strengthen the means of implementation and revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development. The SDGs build upon the earlier Millennium Development Goals but are more comprehensive and ambitious in their scope. They address a wide range of interconnected issues including poverty eradication, education, health, gender equality, clean energy, environmental protection, and sustainable economic growth.
SDG गोल के लिए समय समय पर 2015 के अंदर यूएनओ के अंदर इस पर चर्चा हुई थी। भारत उस दिशा की ओर बढ़ रहा है। भारत ने उससे भी आगे बढ़कर आकांक्षी जिले, आकांक्षी तहसील तक बढ़ रहे हैं। तो भारत एक दृष्टिकोण दे रहा है कि किस तरीके से इतनी बड़ी आबादी, इतनी बड़ी विविधताओं के अंदर हमने एक दृष्टिकोण दिया है कि जो देश के जो पिछड़े ज़िले हैं या पिछड़े क्षेत्र हैं, उनको विकास की दृष्टि से आने वालों को समकक्ष कैसे खड़ा किया जा सकता है। इसमें वो एसडीजी के सारे लक्ष्य हैं जो पैरामीटर को पूरा करने के लिए लक्ष्यों पे काम कर रहे हैं, और मुझे आशा है कि 2030 तक हम एसडीजी के लक्ष्यों को पूरा करने की दिशा को पूर्ण कर पाएंगे।
The topic for discussion in the first session at the Speakers Summit at Delhi's Yashobhoomi, One Earth, One Family, One Future, is Agenda 2030 for SDGs, showcasing achievements, accelerating progress.
हमने एक योजना शुरू की है कि 80 करोड़ लोगों को देश के अंदर हमने अन्न निःशुल्क देने का काम किया है। हमने स्वास्थ्य की दृष्टि से जीवन शैली के साथ साथ स्वास्थ्य के अंदर पर्यावरण अनुकूल जीवन शैली और पर्यावरण अनुकूल के साथ हमने चिकित्सा के बहुत सारे मापदंडों को पूरा लक्ष्यों को पूरा करने का, आज देखिए भारत के अंदर हमने मातृ शिशु दर, मृत्यु शिशु मृत्यु दर के अंदर किस तरीके से अभियान चलाकर, पोषण अभियान चलाकर मातृ शिशु और शिशु मृत्यु दर में कमी करने का, ये सब एसडीजी के लक्ष्य हैं।
All the 17 Sustainable Development Goals are interconnected, and progress in one goal often relies on progress in others. The SDGs recognize the integrated nature of sustainable development and call for collaborative and holistic approaches.
जो एसडीजी के सारे 17 लक्ष्य हैं, उन सारे 17 लक्ष्यों के अंदर कहीं ना कहीं दृष्टिकोण सामूहिकता का है। साथ मिलकर सब सहयोग से सबके साथ इन दृष्टिकोण को अपनाएंगे तो हम सब एसडीजी के लक्ष्यों को पूरा कर पाएंगे, और सतत विकास लक्ष्यों को पूरा करते हुए हर देश आगे बढ़ेगा अपने अपने यहाँ पर अपनी अपनी कार्य योजना नीतियों फैसले। और नीतियों फैसलों की चर्चा कहाँ होगी? उन देश की संसदों के अंदर।
In 2015, when the United Nations decided to target 2030 as the year to reach the Sustainable Development Goals, India accepted it wholeheartedly.
2030 का
The vision behind
महत्वाकांक्षी है
Agenda 2030
और
is lofty,
उद्देश्य
and its goals
उतने ही
are
व्यापक है।
equally comprehensive.
यह उन समस्याओं को प्राथमिकता देता है
It gives priority
जो पिछले कई दशकों
to
से
those problems that have
चल
persisted
रही है।
for the past
साथ ही
decades,
साथ यह
and it
सामाजिक,
also
आर्थिक और
reflects
पर्यावरण के विषय में
our evolving
हमारी परिपक्व
understanding
होती
of social, economic,
सोच को भी
and
दर्शाता
environmental
है।
issues.
यह खुशी की बात है
It is
कि हम सब
gratifying that
गरीबी से मुक्त
we all share
विश्व का सपना
the
देख रहे
vision
हैं।
of a world free of poverty.
हमारे निर्धारित लक्ष्यों में
The
गरीबी उन्मूलन
elimination of poverty
सबसे ऊपर
is at the top.
If we take the 15-year timeline set to implement and execute the SDGs towards the end of 2023, we have already crossed the halfway mark to the milestone. Though consideration has to be made for more than 2 years lost to the ill effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Nonetheless, it has to be said that the progress on many set goals has left much to be desired overall. This agenda is a plan of action for people, planet and prosperity. It also seeks to strengthen universal peace in larger freedom. The UN recognized that eradicating poverty in all its forms and dimensions, including extreme poverty, is the greatest global challenge and an indispensable requirement for sustainable development. All countries and all stakeholders acting in collaborative partnership were to implement this plan.
Poverty.
हमारे सामने प्रश्न केवल यह
The
नहीं है
question we face
कि
is
गरीबों की आवश्यकताओं को
not
कैसे
merely
पूरा किया
how
जाए
to meet the needs
और
of the
न
poor,
ही यह
and
केवल
nor
गरीबों के
is it
अस्तित्व
simply a
और
question
सम्मान तक ही सीमित प्रश्न है
of the dignity and the respect
साथ
of the
ही
poor.
यह हमारी नैतिक जिम्मेदारी मात्र है
This is also not just a question
ऐसा मानने
of
का भी
our
प्रश्न
moral
नहीं है।
responsibility.
अगर हम सबका साझा
If
संकल्प है
our
कि
shared vision
विश्व
is
शांतिपूर्ण हो
of a just world,
व्यवस्था
a
न्यायपूर्ण हो
peaceful world,
और
and a
विकास
world with
सस्टेनेबल हो
sustainable development,
तो गरीबी के
then
रहते
this
यह कभी
will
भी
never be
संभव
possible.
नहीं होगा।
With a population of over 1.4 billion and a per capita income hovering around just $2,500, India has an uphill task to alleviate poverty in the given time frame. However, India's efforts to meet the target are noteworthy. The Global Multidimensional Poverty Index, released in July this year by the United Nations Development Programme and the Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative, revealed that 415 million people came out of poverty in India within 15 years between 2005-2006 and 2019-2021. The report revealed that 25 countries, including India, successfully halved their global MPI values within this period. 13.5 crore Indians escaped multidimensional poverty in 5 years between 2015-16 and 2019-21. Steep decline in number of multidimensionally poor from close to 25% to less than 15% was noticed in India between 2015-16 and 2019-21.
सारे प्रयासों का परिणाम है कि आज 5 साल के मेरे कार्यकाल में 5 साल के कार्यकाल 5 साल में 13.5 करोड़ मेरे गरीब भाई बहन गरीबी की जंजीरों को तोड़ करके न्यू मिडिल क्लास के रूप में बाहर आए हैं। जीवन का इससे बड़ा कोई संतोष नहीं होता।
Rural areas saw the fastest decline in poverty from 32.59% to 19.28%. Although difficult with the sheer numbers India has to tackle, it clearly is making sincere efforts to reach one of the most lofty goals of sustainable development.
पहले गरीबों के घर बनाने के लिए 90,000 करोड़ रुपया खर्च होता था। आज वो 4 गुना होकर के 4 लाख करोड़ से भी ज्यादा खर्च गरीबों के घर बनाने के लिए हो रहा है। पहले गरीबों को यूरिया सस्ता मिले, जो यूरिया की बैग दुनिया के कुछ बाजारों में 3,000 में बिकती है, वो यूरिया की बैग मेरे किसानों को 300 में मिले। और इसलिए देश की सरकार 10 लाख करोड़ रुपया मेरे किसानों की यूरिया में सब्सिडी दे रहा है। मुद्रा योजना 20 लाख करोड़ रुपए, उससे भी ज्यादा मेरे देश के नौजवानों को स्वरोजगार के लिए, अपने व्यवसाय के लिए, अपने कारोबार के लिए दिए हैं। 8 करोड़ लोगों ने नया कारोबार शुरू किया है। और 8 करोड़ लोगों ने कारोबार शुरू किया है, ऐसा नहीं, हर कारोबारी ने एक या दो लोगों को रोजगार दिया है। 8 से 10 करोड़ नए लोगों को रोजगार देने का सामर्थ्य ये मुद्रा योजना से लाभ लेने वाले 8 करोड़ नागरिकों को करा। एमएसएमईज को करीब 3.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए की मदद से कोरोना के संकट में भी उनको डूबने नहीं दिया, मरने नहीं दिया, उनको एक ताकत दी है।
The SDGs provide a holistic framework for governments, businesses, civil society organizations and individuals to work together towards a more equitable, inclusive and sustainable world. Achieving these goals requires collective action, innovative approaches and strong partnerships across all sectors of society. There are 4 goals and 23 targets set by Global Biodiversity Framework to be achieved by 2030. The goals are to protect 30% of the Earth's lands, oceans, coastal areas and inland waters, reduce harmful government subsidies by $500 billion per year, cut food waste by half, and increase international financial flows from developed to developing countries, particularly in least developed countries, small island developing states and countries with transition economies, to at least $30 billion per year to restore biodiversity. The Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework was established as a breakthrough agreement among governments to alter society's connection with biodiversity. While the Paris Agreement seeks to address the negative effects of climate change, the Global Biodiversity Framework seeks to address the underlying causes of threats to nature and the benefits it provides to humans. India has also been actively working towards environmental sustainability through various initiatives and measures. India has made significant strides in renewable energy development. It is one of the world's largest producers of renewable energy, particularly solar and wind power. The country has set ambitious targets to increase its renewable energy capacity to achieve 450 gigawatt by 2030. India co-founded the International Solar Alliance with France.
Renewable energy is picking speed in India. We are well on track to setting up 450 gigawatt of renewable energy generating capacity by 2030. India is also increasing usage of ethanol. Friend, sustainable development is incomplete without equitable access. In the direction too, India has made good progress. In March 2019, India achieved nearly 100% electrification. This was done through sustainable technologies and innovative models. India invested in LED bulbs long before they became the norm globally. Through the Ujala program, 367 million LED bulbs became a part of people's lives. This reduced over 38 million tons of carbon dioxide per year. Through the PM Ujjwala Yojana, more than 80 million households below poverty line have access to clean cooking fuel. We are working to increase the share of natural gas in India's energy basket from 6% to 15%.
The ISA aims to promote solar energy adoption and facilitate collaboration among solar-rich countries. The Swachh Bharat Abhiyan focuses on solid waste management, cleanliness and sanitation. The Jal Shakti Mission focuses on water conservation, rainwater harvesting and groundwater recharge. India has been working very hard on gender parity too.
भारत के अंदर आज महिला नेतृत्व की एक नई दिशा बनी है। कोई भी क्षेत्र में चले जाओ, सामाजिक क्षेत्र हो, राजनीतिक क्षेत्र हो, विज्ञान का क्षेत्र हो, टेक्नोलॉजी का क्षेत्र हो, इनोवेशन का क्षेत्र हो, शिक्षा का क्षेत्र हो, समाज जीवन के अंदर सामाजिक क्षेत्र हो, सब क्षेत्रों के अंदर आज महिलाएं नेतृत्व कर रही है।
Recently, Niti Aayog and the United Nations in India signed the Government of India United Nations Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework GOI UNSDCF 2023-2027. The United Nations General Assembly designates this framework as the principal planning and implementation instrument for the UN development system at country level. The framework aligns with India's national vision for development and aims to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, emphasizing gender equality, youth empowerment, and human rights. Talking about the strategic pillars and outcome areas. The GOI UNSDCF 2023-2027 is built upon 4 strategic pillars derived from the 2030 Agenda: people, prosperity, planet, and participation. The 4 pillars encompass 6 outcome areas: health and well-being, nutrition and food security, quality education, economic growth and decent work, environment, climate, WASH, that is water, sanitation and hygiene, and resilience. And lastly, empowering people, communities and institutions. The GOI UNSDCF places specific emphasis on SDG localization and South-South cooperation, aligning with India's leadership in implementing and accelerating the SDGs. SDG localization is the process of transforming the SDGs into reality at the local level, in line with the national frameworks and with communities' priorities. India aims to showcase its development models globally and actively promotes South-South cooperation. Three core elements of sustainable development are economic growth, social inclusion, and environmental protection. It is crucial to harmonize them. Sustainable economic growth entails achieving sustainable livelihood. Living in harmony with nature and appropriate technology are important for sustainable development.
We have created a highly secure, highly trusted, and highly efficient public digital infrastructure. Our digital payments ecosystem has been developed as a free public good. This has radically transformed governance, financial inclusion, and ease of living in India. India's path-breaking digital payment platform, UPI, as you make use of it and experience its ease of use, you will understand why Indian consumers have adopted it so willingly.
Environmental sustainability prevents nature from being used as an inexhaustible source of resources and ensures its protection and rational use. Social sustainability can foster gender equality, development of people, communities and cultures to help achieve a reasonable and fairly distributed quality of life, healthcare and education across the globe.
It is widely acknowledged that the success of the 2030 Agenda globally will depend
to a significant extent on the progress India makes on the SDGs front. It is not only because of its sheer size, but also because of the strength and resilience of the Indian economy. Further, India has also emerged as a global leader on the international climate action agenda. Let us all hope the dialogues and discussions at the P20 Speakers Summit results in more concrete action on the SDGs. That is all we have in this program. Keep watching Sansad TV. Namaskar.